Yellow is power. I don't think I did that right. Did I do it right?
No,
Yellow is power.
Yellow is power. I don't have anything to reference that from. You just said say yellow was power. I don't.
Well, sorry. It's like, yeah, we should have told you beforehand.
Possibly. I don't know. I did my best, guys. I swear to God, I wasn't faking it.
So that kind of sounded like an opening to some kind of seductive porn. A terrible porn is what I should say.
Yeah, I don't think I would make a very good porn actor. I just can't do that confident voice. Like, I'm here to sweep your gutters, ma'am. It just doesn't sound right coming from me.
That sounds right coming from you.
Yeah, no. Except for this. Welcome to another exciting episode of Super Desperation Radio. I am your host, Hell Pockets, joined here by Gibby Manchest and Lord Walkman and Alex Sanchez. Super Effects cannot be with us today because he is on we'll just say a company sponsored vacation. Yeah, he's doing some recon for SDR in the Heartland. He's in Defiance right now. But so we miss him dearly, but he will be here again next week, I hope, to keep us in line. But since he's not here, we're kind of, left without supervision. It's kind of like the old days all over again.
Yeah, no white people to tell us what to do.
Let's do it, guys. Come on, throw off the shackles. But we still have some things to get through, of course. We had this weekend? We had Lost in Space made its return after missing a month. I was very excited by that since I got to go and play and lose and commentate again. We had to run back, of course, and then we had a little thing called Texas Showdown in Texas, of all places. Surprise, surprise. Heard that was pretty exciting. I only got to see one day of that, and apparently all the excitement happened on Sunday anyway. So, yeah, we'll get through some of that.
Excitement.
Chocked full of excitement and controversy. But we won't get to that yet. I will just leave you with this for now. Fuck pot splitting. All right. So let's go into the recaps real quick. I'm going to start out with Lost in Space since that's probably the more interesting of the two, regular tournaments, KOF related. We hadn't done it in a month, so I don't think anybody had really played since the last Lost in Space. Nothing serious, at least. We were missing a few regulars. Reiki didn't show up. Apparently he had a stomach ache. Although, yeah.
His tummy was hurting?
Tummy was hurting, man. And like when he was posting that, I was like, dude, this is like, that's the same excuse like Mr. Satan had for not fighting Cell.
Wait, hold on. So you mean to tell me the NorCal champion didn't come to defend his crown?
No, he had a tummy ache, man.
Oh, tummy ache?
The fucking champ can't fight if he has a tummy ache. How do you expect him to defend his title if he has a tummy ache?
You should have told him to show up anyway, and you could have rubbed his tummy with some hot vapor rub.
No.
Make him feel all cozy and at home.
The champ has people for that. I've seen them. They do good work. They do good work. But we had pretty much all the heavy hitters there. Fixel, Jose, BBZ, Hanzo Gonzo. Tyrum and Soulstar showed up for KOF. Hadn't seen them in a while, so it was good to see them. Had N for US there. We just had an 8-man bracket, so it was real short and sweet, but a lot of fun. I started out by bodying Hanzo Gonzo with a Joe CV. Yeah. We wanted to put it on stream, but there was so much stuff happening and people were showing up late, and all the VF guys were there, so VF got to go up front.
I'm sure that's not what happened. I'm sure it was off stream. It was 2-1. Hell Pockets on the last bit of health, but he went on a humbug. Hanzo messed up his awesome execution and just went down.
Man, how do you know? Nah, I'm serious. I wrecked this kid. Like Soulstar wrecked him too, man. It was terrible. But he's all right. He's not bad. He has more potential than a lot of the other newer players I've seen come through there. At least he's not too afraid to press a button.
Yeah.
So, I give him respect for that and give it time, and he will get better at it. He just needs people to play with, and unfortunately, he lives in a place called the Windsor, where I swear to God, before I met this guy, I didn't even know this place existed.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Is this like some kind of, are you a terrorist or something, and you are making up some fake city so you can avoid the government or some shit?
I'd like to have him run through Le Gauntlet in order to get his execution down and his basics, but that's too fucking far.
Dude, just have him bounce off against LeBron and freaking BBZ. He'll be the best by the end of the month.
Yeah.
But that was a lot of fun. BBZ ended up taking it over Fixel, who took it over Jose, who took it over me. Fixel, who was famously 10-0'd at the inaugural KOFT5 episode by BBZ, was looking for revenge. He got one match off of him, I believe. So, kind of got it. Not as free as the last time they fought, but still probably wants to make it a little closer next time. But there will be a rematch for that. I can't schedule it for next weekend because he's unable to make it. But after NCR, we'll definitely have another KOFT5. But that's other news anyway. But that's about it for KOF at Lost in Space. Pretty simple. Nothing else to report on that. And VF was cool. I didn't play, but Renzo won that shit. So it's good to see people playing VF in NorCal again.
Mm-hmm.
And so who actually saw all of Texas Showdown?
I saw pretty much all of KOF, some of Marvel, some Guilty Gear. I think Sanchez also saw some Guilty Gear with me and some KOF.
Okay.
Yeah. We talked about boys we like while we were watching.
Oh, that dog face! Oh my god,
He's
That
adorable.
dog face.
so adorable. I just want to pinch his cheeks.
Yeah, it's like staring into the face of God, and then God looks at you and says, "You're my favorite."
Oh man. Well, I remember seeing the results for that. Although they were wrong when I read them because it said that Romance won the KOF tournament, and then I go on Twitter and Shin's all like, "Oh man, I won! I got first in KOF." I was kind of like, that doesn't sound right.
You know, all the results are backwards when it's 4 a.m.
That's true. Yeah, I heard that thing was like incredibly late. What the hell?
They started at what was it? They started KOF Top 8 at 1 in the morning.
Okay.
For whatever reason. I really don't know why. No one explained it. I was told that Persona was running really late. I had an issue with it at first, but then I found out that all the KOF players were leaving Sunday morning or Saturday night anyway. So I know Romance's flight left Sunday morning because he said he had to go back to work that same day.
Damn.
So he had to stay and play no matter what. And I know what's his face? Sienna was going to be there all weekend. Like most of the top 8, I think would have been there all weekend except for Romance. And he's the one most people wanted to see play anyway.
And then he ends up apparently losing to Shun. Was that a close match or what's up with that?
If I remember right, Sien knocked him into losers.
Oh wow!
Pretty convincingly, and then Romance fought it out of losers against Mario and Chris G, his two teammates.
Okay.
And what happened? Yeah, so he ended up fighting back from losers. He reset the bracket. OCV Sien, I think, a total of 3 or 4 times with
Ouch!
King. And Sien just kind of figured him out. The thing was, once Sien beat his King, the match was pretty much over.
Wow.
That's how it went for most of the time, and it was really good to watch. I mean, both players looked like shit physically because it was kind of 4 in the morning, but it was fun to watch.
Oh man, the heart of a champion, man.
Yeah.
Just gotta hit those special performance enhancing aids. I heard they got a nasal spray for that stuff now.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
Ask your boy about him.
I have plenty of boys. I'm not sure which boy to ask.
We'll talk about that later.
Oh, okay. Cap One saying the entire tournament was behind schedule because of power outage they had in the middle of the day.
Oh man, they pulled the Beyonzo? Super Bowl Beyonzo?
Black Must Moon brings up a good point, saying that there was 3,500 people watching at 4 in the morning.
Oh crap! Nice.
Yeah.
That's actually a lot. Not only for a KOF tournament, but for that hour of the evening or day, I guess.
Well, yeah, for that time, it's definitely a lot, especially considering the recent history Texas Showdown has, thanks to Planet Zero and Emotion Gear and all that stuff.
Exactly.
Everybody's favorite, Emotion Gear.
So this year, for those who don't know, Javi and Ramna are the ones who ran it again, and they were the two who ran it every year for forever until I guess Motion Gear started doing it with Planet Zero and Ramna, and yeah, that kind of got messed up there.
Oh man.
Yeah, not kinda, but
Just a
yeah.
lot.
So this year, the power outage was out of their control. I didn't know that happened, but there's really nothing they can do about that other than playing pools in the bathroom, which didn't happen this year.
Yeah, so they didn't put us in the bathroom, and that's a step up.
What else has happened? Yeah, so it's good that it's back to its. I guess you could say it's back to its former glory. Texas Showdown used to be actually the third biggest tournament in the country. It was Evo Final Round, Texas Showdown, and East Coast Championships.
Nice.
Those are the four biggest in the country. And now I would like to see Texas Showdown make it up there again, and hopefully next year it could be a Road to Evo tournament for just another South Road to Evo tournament, because they didn't have one this year. And actually, Final Round had nothing to do with Evo.
Oh right, of course, yeah.
What else did it go? Sanchez, do you know who won Guilty Gear?
I don't remember, because I don't remember watching the very end of it, because I think they did it on
They did it on
Saturday.
Yeah, and on a secondary stream or something like that.
Yeah.
Guilty Gear on a secondary stream. That's terrible.
Who would have thunk it, man? What kind of fucking society is this?
Seriously. I'll tell you what kind of society it is after we finish this segment. But yeah, there's some future events coming up. Stunfest is approaching, right? I think that's next week.
Oh yeah, Sunfest in France.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be a semi-big tournament for more obscure games, and of course the bigger games.
Right.
It's a very well-known tournament for SNK games. This year, I know they're doing KOF 13. I believe they're going to do Mark of the Wolves and King of Fighters 2002 What is it? Who's your boy that's going?
Coco Panda.
Yeah, Coco. That's what it is. So Coco from Japan is going to be attending Stunfest for KOF 13. I don't know if he plays 2K2 or Mark of the Wolves, but it should be fun watching him. He's actually a really entertaining player.
He's really good.
Yeah, he is really good too.
The best.
The best?
The best. I say that about everybody.
Well, no, okay, so but you say the best, but in reality, he has been winning the majority of Japanese tournaments.
Yes, he has.
He's technically one of the best Japanese players right now.
I think he's only got competition with the guy who did who pretty much won the 1v1 tournament a couple months ago. What the hell was his name?
That's very descriptive.
I can't remember his name. Fuck. He's good though. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good. Yeah. Fuck.
Yeah, yellow is power.
But yeah, so he's pretty much going to France to are they gonna give him money? Is this a money tournament or is this just for fun?
It is an official tournament or KOF 13 will be an official tournament for Stunfest.
Okay.
It was last year. I don't see why it wouldn't be this year. The French do enjoy them some KOF and SNK games, so they do try to hold them some kind of official capacity instead of here in the States where almost every single SNK tournament has been a side tournament in the past 15 years.
Yeah.
Outside of KOF 13 stuff, of course.
Well, even now it's kind of like we're a glorified side tournament.
Well, this is the way we could talk about this later. But Stunfest should be good. I want to see how Coco does against the French, but more so how the French do against him.
Yes, after all the shit they talk.
Yeah, I do feel Coco's going to take it unless someone else shows up that I don't know about.
Wawa to destroy Coco, old world style.
Speaking of which, our good friend Kane Blue River is currently in Japan and not playing KOF.
No, why is he not playing KOF?
That's really?
Yeah, apparently he is visiting there until Evo, I hear.
No, until NCR.
Oh, until NCR, okay. Well, I'm about to say, yeah, that'd be freaking ridiculous. He's there staying with a Marvel player, practicing Marvel. This guy apparently is the Marvel guy in his region of Japan because people just come to his house and he charges them $5 to hang out in his house and play Marvel all day.
Oh, Nemo?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Damn cool guy alert.
Yeah, seriously. But he's apparently playing all the best Marvel players in Japan, so that's good for him. But I heard that he was not faring very well against the Japanese KOF players at all. And if it was me, I'd just be, glued to the freaking arcade until I at least won 10 matches,
So what you mean to tell me is you're never leaving that arcade?
Yeah, basically.
Wow.
Okay.
That's dedication, though.
Well, what was it? So okay, yeah. We mentioned NCR. NCR's well, actually, Chris, what did you want to talk about? Segue to something else.
I don't know. I feel like this might take a while because it's more of a commentary on the social aspects of this thing we call a fighting game community and how to navigate your way through it as it's changing its face and appearance. So, do you want to do that now or do you want to save that for later?
Hey, man, we got to talk about the run back results with our boy Reynolds getting
9th?
Wow.
No,
Man.
see, we're not talking about the run back because Cap One disqualified me. I hate that guy. So
Best
anyway,
bracket runner ever.
run back was fun. It's just what we're actually trying to do now is just slowly phase out of talking about tournaments that happened outside of like majors. The run back happens every week. Lost in Space, I guess, is going to happen once a month. We're going to briefly touch on everything every now and then, but when we have other things that we'd like to talk about, we're going to kind of just skip over results and all that stuff. Cap1 does have the bracket on his challenge. I don't know if he has a dedicated challenge page, but if he does, it would be cap1.challenge.com. I could be wrong, and Cap1 will say it in chat, and then he'll probably DQ me from this chat.
There it is.
Yep. Yeah, there it is. So check it out, everyone. It was a decent-sized turnout this week. But yeah, so NCR is coming up in 2 weeks.
Yes, it is.
I spoke to some of the King of Fighters players here in SoCal. A decent chunk of them are actually not going to be attending. The ones who seem to be confirmed right now from SoCal out of the big names would be Romance, Luis Cha, Chris KOF, who's last year's NCR champion, Yoshi, all four of which are Team Chaos guys, Arcade Shock Reynolds, Four Leaf. Kane317 said he shouldn't be going. I found out today that CMD Duck is most likely not going to make it.
Oh, what?
Other names. The Beast isn't going to be going. He's got work. I can't remember any other names right now. I don't know if Mr. KOF is going. I should text him. No. Oh, yeah, Warhawk, the Great White Hope. He's not going to NCR.
What?
That's the one that got me the most. I really want Warhawk at SCR. He's he's fun as shit to watch. And
he's white.
Yeah. Like, this is a big thing because a lot of people say, oh, if you're white, there's no way you could do well in KOF. This guy got top 5 at SCR. Okay, he beat Mexicans, he beat Asians, he probably beat me. I can't remember who I lost to anymore. But yeah, he's a really good player. Really, I can't really say fun to watch. I personally don't like his team, but he's really good at the game. And the thing I love is that he proved pretty much everything the majority of the KOF guys said when KOF 13 was released on console. They were saying if you're a Street Fighter player, there's no way you're ever going to do well in this game. If you're an 09er, there's no way you're going to be able to do well in this game. And he's both. Like, he started with Street Fighter 4, and now here he is taking top 8 at the quote-unquote biggest major for KOF.
Yeah?
SCR. Not biggest in size, but biggest in competition. Which is technically is true since that's so far the strongest KOF tournament we've had this year.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's sad that he's not going to make it. All of us from SCR will be there. So from SoCal, it'll be me, Metaphysics, Super FX, Sanchez going. Walkman should be there. this Hell Pockets character might be there. I don't know.
Yeah, I might be there. I've got some
Let's
things
hope
to
I'll
do.
be there.
I have to ask some of the other guys. I know Bland Wolf, Choi Sauce, DJ Divine.
Apparently, DJ Mirror isn't going.
DJ Mirror told me he's not going, but he does want to go. Things could change for him, so we'll see.
He lives up
Actually,
here.
I think DJ Divine's not going anymore on account of like work schedule.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he
Yeah,
went
so
to the
the-
final round. So,
Yeah, the DJs are out for now.
all right, that's cool.
He's not even a real DJ.
What
don't
about
know that,
DJ
dude.
Hoshin?
Hoshin showed up last year. I'd assume he's
Yeah.
going to come this year.
So at least we'll have some DJ.
The Vegas guys might show up. Prinny and some of the other guys. I know that a few of them went to final round. They all came to SCR. It's what, maybe a 6-7 hour trip from Vegas to NorCal.
About
So yeah.
7.5.
Oh yeah, you've made the trek to Vegas before. Right. Yeah. So I mean, NCR should be fun for KOF, fun for everything. If you haven't registered for NCR, there's only 4 or 5 days left. Be sure to do it now, so you don't have to register at the door. At the door is, I believe, $55.
I will appreciate your contribution.
You get registered at the door, you don't get seated.
Oh yeah. The organizers are saying if you register at the door, you will be placed in a random spot in the bracket. So hypothetically, if I'm number 1 in the tournament, you could be placed against the number 1 seed. Which, with me, it's not much of a threat. But if it's someone big, like, I don't know, Romance, Luis Child, Reynolds, Tien,
Hell Pockets.
Yoshi, Chris KOF. Yeah, Hell Pockets. Yeah, if it's a strong player, you may get paired up with them. Even if you're from SoCal, it doesn't matter where you're from. If you register late, you get placed in the bracket like as you get there. It's not like, oh, hey, this guy plays him all the time. And I'm pretty sure it's not going to be seeded by teams either. So if you're on the same team and you end up playing each other, tough shit. Deal with it, I guess. Because hey, I played Reynolds this week at this past week at the run back. Damn it, Cap One.
You guys are teammates, though. And you still got DQ'd, right?
Yeah, no, I got sent to. I was 2 hours late. I should have been DQ'd.
Oh, man, you pulled the he who should not be named?
I'm just giving Cap One shit.
Okay.
Cap One knows I don't give a damn. It's just fun doing it because I've DQ'd so many people from tournaments in the past that I'm like, hey, this is how it feels. You piece of shit.
No wonder nobody came to my birthday party.
The reason is I didn't have any yellow on. Alex, what is yellow?
Yellow's power.
Thank you. Now I know. Oh, and speaking of KOF stuff, I would like to bring someone on here. Cap One, do you have Skype by any chance? And can you get on right now by any chance? I would like to bring you on the show to discuss something. Since you're the one running the run back every week.
Is this what we were talking about earlier?
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's like this big debate going on in one of the KOF Facebook groups about KOF tournament rules. Cap One, give me your Skype. Give me your Skype name. Okay.
Not in the chat. Now everybody's going to bother you.
No, it doesn't matter. Someone add him, please. Walkman, if you can.
Okay.
Everyone is talking about KOF tournament rules, saying what it's going to be for Evo. Evo right now doesn't have a full rule set up yet because last year they had like KOF tournament rules set around this time, I think, maybe in May. But everyone's trying to figure out what's going on this month or this year for Evo. Some of the guys in the group are saying KOF tournament rules are if you win a match, you can change your characters. If you lose, so no matter what, you can change or not change your characters. You can change your order no matter what. What just happened right now?
He needs to add me on Skype before I can add him into the conversation.
Oh, okay. So Cap One, add Admiral Walkman. That should be his name on the thing.
Way to give away the fucking thing, dude.
Seriously,
I
man.
don't know what his Skype name is. That's just the name he's using right now.
Okay, I got it. 1 sec.
Okay, yeah, so basically no one seems to know what the rule set for KOF is. Some are saying if you win, you can change your order no matter what. Some are saying if you win, the only way you can change your order is if loser decides to change order or change characters. And others are saying you cannot change your order no matter what. Okay, the reason I bring this up is because I'm reading through the comments, and a lot of these people are saying, "Oh, KOF has always been been this way. There is no order lock in KOF," which is not true. KOF, for the most part, was always order locked. It's KOF and CVS2 shared almost identical rule sets. You could not change your order in KOF back in the day. That all started now, like with 13, possibly 11. But the thing is, it depends on what the tournament organizer does. And nowadays, I think winner being allowed to change his order after loser changes team or order is a thing. Cap one. What's the rule set for the run back?
The rule set for the run back is pretty much whatever is considered tournament standard. Like Valle, when he set up the run back, just wanted to follow whatever the community follows. Mm-hmm. So it's just been the standard. Winner can change his order, and loser can change character and order. Technically, we shouldn't be allowing people to change order if they win a match, but no one really gives a damn either way. So we've just been letting it fly either way.
Oh, okay. See that's the thing. Oh, go on.
I want to say so. So obviously the whole the winner can't change their order should be what should be standard. But I've also heard other things that if the loser changes characters or changes their own order, the winner is allowed to change their order in some situations. Does that hold true to some sort of standard? Do you guys think that would be okay, or you just stick with the same order, same everything?
Personally, I feel it should be character locked or order locked until you lose. You can't fiddle with your order at all until you end up losing, if you do lose. But I think that the majority of tournaments in the country have been allowing players to change order if the opponent decides to go back to character select or order select.
Yeah, I really don't like I like the way you like it more, Gibby. I mean, being able to change order after winning just is like, why? Like, it's never been a thing. Like, why is it different now? Who propagated this knowledge, or why did someone think this was an okay idea?
Well, was it like this on older KOF?
No, older KOFs had almost identical rule set to CVS2, where once you pick your order, you cannot change it until you lose. So if I go with Takuma, Kyo, and Ralph in that order, I can't change it. I can't change them in that set until I end up losing.
Okay, yeah, I'm not even sure where the rule set for KOF 13 came from then, because I think anybody who was new to the game assumed that this is just what KOF used to be like, so we're going to follow that same rule set.
Yeah, and that's the problem. A lot of the newer players from KOF decided to assume a lot, and none of the older players decided to come up with anything. So the current rule set for KOF that I've seen all over the country, even though it varies from region to region, pretty much came from people just saying, let's let this happen. He did this, it's okay.
Well, I actually remember at STA, we didn't run by that rule set. We just ran by what you're talking about, where everybody has to keep their character and order. Like, It wasn't until, like, BBZ started fucking around and switching orders and sometimes switching characters.
Yeah, I didn't understand that. I'm like, why are people letting him get away with this?
Because they were just like, it's BBZ, but like...
yeah, because I mean, like, think about it. Like, think about if you're winning pretty good with the first character, and then you have your second character, like, you lose them, second character comes in and cleans them out, and then you switch your order to put your third character on point, and the person doesn't know how you play with that character at all. That's kind of like...
It's kind of shady.
I kind of feel like that's an unfair advantage in some extent, that they couldn't really glean as much information as they could have. But if you were order locked, they could at least maybe plow through your first character and then potentially your second, while then having to guess on the third.
Yeah. Black Mouse Moon is asking, has what we're talking about impacted any tournament results? To be honest with you, no, I don't think so. But the issue is everyone's saying it's the standard. It's always been this way. And the problem with that is the majority of people saying this have only been in the scene for, like, what, 2 to 4 years, maybe, tops.
Yeah, and to be fair,
you got them beat by a decade.
How long have you been running Not just King of Fighters, but SNK tournaments?
Since Fatal Fury Special.
You got him beat by a decade.
More than a
Hold
decade.
on. Hold on. I'm gonna look that up on Google real quick. Fatal Fury Special.
That's about like almost 2 decades at this point.
Was it on video? It don't count otherwise.
1993.
We started doing them in '94 at Family Fun.
Damn.
Yes, Rio was banned, but at the time no one knew what the hell. Like, oh, you could pick him. People didn't know since it was MVS. No Unibios. Yeah, so that's the thing that's bothering me. It's just like Walkman just said. I personally feel if the winner is allowed to change order, he can change. Like he's like, oh well, he might say like, okay, let's say me and Hellpockets are playing each other. He beats me, and he's like, oh, he did really well against my first character. He just destroyed him. Let me put him second and put the character that destroyed his other 2 characters first. And I stick with the same order. He changes order, even though I lost. It poses a potential unfair advantage to the loser. I can't really say unfair, but it's just an advantage to the winner in some way because he knows what he did, or he knows what happened in the last match. Like, oh, I won this way. These were my faults. Let me fix this really quick. The loser's the only person who should be doing that in a tournament. I mean, it's been tournament standard for the most part that any team game was character lock. The only one I can't think of being like that was Marvel 2, and I don't remember if it was character lock or people just stuck with that order because they didn't want to change their team synergy.
Well, what about CVS 2?
No, that's what I'm saying. CVS 2 was character lock. And ratio lock. You couldn't... If you picked ratio 2... basically, if you had Ken, Sagat, Akuma, and ratio 2 Akuma, pretty much, you'd have to go with that order in the same ratio.
Okay. In the same groove?
Yeah, same groove. Everything was locked. Same thing with when we would do 98 tournaments. You'd have to stick with the same order, same grooves, all that stuff. I don't know when people started allowing this, and I don't know. I'm just saying I personally don't like it. I just want to know where people came up with this rule set and why they're saying it's always been the standard for KOF.
It sounds like something that people were just doing because, well, either they didn't think that KOF would ever take off the way it did. They assumed that it would always be within, like, its little niche market, and it kind of is.
It still is when you think about it.
Right, it is. But the thing is, like, now, like, people are kind of expecting us to have our shit together with how this thing is supposed to be run, and if 2 sides are saying 2 different things, they're going to wonder, like, hey, do these guys even have a community, or is it just, like, a bunch of goobers fucking yelling at each other on the forum? And up until a couple of years ago, that's pretty much what it was.
Okay, so, Capon, how do you feel about all of it? Like, since you're probably the person running the most KOF 13 tournaments in the world right now. You run one every week at the run back. You help run tournaments at majors every now and then. What are your thoughts on all this? How do you feel it should be?
That's kind of sad that that's happening. But I pretty much agree with you guys. I think it should be following the same rule set across all games in terms of team-style games. Like, you have one team, you win a match, you keep what you have. You keep what you won with until you lose. Like, there's no reason you should be able to get a competitive advantage. It'd be like if I played baseball and I'm the hitter, I hit a foul. You don't automatically get a strike because I hit a foul ball.
Right.
It just makes no sense. I think we should just have character lock the whole way through. I don't know why it was like that in KOF or where the rule came from. I just assumed it was like that because I didn't play KOF competitively before 13. So I see no reason to keep going with that because it just doesn't have...
I'm looking at the EVO official rule set, and it says nothing about, being able to switch your characters or anything like that, but it doesn't say anything that discredits it. But I'm just gonna say you can't swap characters, and I'm gonna enforce that. you can't switch things on win. So.
Yeah, and yes, people in chat. I guess it's probably okay if we say it, but yeah, Capwan and Lord Walkman will be helping out with brackets at NCR. Basically, if you're there, make sure you're there because these 2 guys will DQ you.
Oh yes,
they're assholes.
And if some top player does some shady business, be sure to tell me because I won't be I'll DQ him. I have no qualms against that.
You gotta do it like in your Vince McMahon voice, like, "You're fired!"
No. We'll DQ him, then we'll call over Luca to shout it out.
Hopefully Luca makes it.
Oh,
man.
where you put it?
Oh, man.
Yeah, so NCR, one of the reasons we asked Cap1 to do NCR is because SCR was a huge, like, fuck up for... I can't think of any better way to say it. There were a lot of things that went wrong with SCR, from seeding to just people getting put in the bracket twice on different days. I don't know how much I can get into about NCR right now, but I'm not going to say anything because I don't know if it's safe to talk about this stuff yet. But it should be good. Not sure in terms of skill level, player number of players, all that stuff, but it's going to be ran really well. That much I do know, because like I said, you have this guy here, Cap1. He runs every KOF 13 tournament in SoCal, and you have Walkman, who helped me run the KOF 13 tournament last year, and he and White Boy Willie did it for the most part, because I had to go back and forth to a booth and work the booth. So yeah,
Working the booth circuit.
that's why I'm not doing the tournament this year, because I got a booth to work.
That's why I'm not doing it, because I have to commentate.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, man.
You gotta commentate, right? Not be in grand finals or anything like that?
I'll be in grand finals, I'll just not be playing.
Oh.
But actually, I would never be able to run a bracket, because I would, like, get so drunk on power. Just be like, hey, I'm switching up these brackets real quick because my friend wants to play this other guy and I want to see it happen. And I got money on this shit. Oh, okay.
If anybody thinks they have better insight than Hell Pockets, be sure to hit them up for side bets.
Dude, that's gonna be like an 80 million long list.
Something I'm sure all of you have learned over the past few months is that Hell Pockets does not turn down money matches.
I do turn down money matches when I don't have any more money to eat with.
Oh, okay.
That's why I just go to tournaments and hope I place top 3.
Oh, yeah, that arcade shock. I'm gonna shamelessly plug it. Yeah, go show up and yell at Gibby. I'm sure if you buy a product, he will grace you with some of any body part of hair except maybe the top of his scalp that you want.
Ain't much left up there.
He'll give you a beard, he'll give you a back, he'll give you a thigh, whatever you want.
All right.
Enough money, maybe he'll let you have a fist.
Well, all right. Well, what else did you guys want to talk about?
Let's move on to what you wanted to.
Okay.
Discuss. I think Capon, do you want to stick around for this, or it's up to you?
Sure. Why not?
All right. Well, this like I know we touched on this last week about with like the whole collusion stuff and people splitting pots, and like right now I'll go on record as saying like pot splitting was probably something that wasn't really pissing everybody off back in the day because it was just about pot splitting and there was no bullshit going on. And since there weren't other third-party companies coming into our scene and throwing money at us to put on a quality event, there wasn't really anything to worry about outside of the TOs being upset about it, if they ever were going to be upset about it. But now we exist in a day where, Coca-Cola, for example, might want to like throw us a couple $1,000s to put their name up on something. And, we really can't afford to screw that up. But I don't want to really talk so much about that as much as I want to talk about what you do after, if you decide to, say, throw a match or stage a match or, play some characters you don't normally play in grand finals and, blame it on having fun or some shit and whatever, right? Like, basically all I want to say is, if you're going to do it right. Part of doing it right means don't go on Twitter afterwards and defend your decision to play a dumbass team that you don't know how to play against a certain other guy's team, Like
hey. He's a fucking top player. Who the hell are you to question his ability to not be able to positively play this character to the best of its ability?
If he's really gonna do that, if he really believes he can play this team to the maximum of its ability and it's just not good enough, fine. That still doesn't excuse this person going on Twitter trying to defend his decision. You know, like when I make a decision that I believe in, I don't feel the need to explain myself to anybody. You know, like sure, I only play Terry Kim Joe, and if I felt strongly enough about my Ryo to add him in at the last minute, I would. And if somebody asked me, "Hey man, why'd you play Ryo?" and I'm like, "Whatever, man, because I want to," right? There's no explanation needed, basically, right? It's like why wouldn't I play Ryo? He's fucking good. But what the problem comes in is when these guys feel like they have to. I mean, I don't know if they're trying to get everybody on their side or like appeal to their freaking old timey sensibilities. Because like, I mean, basically, I'm talking about Chris G. I can't even like keep his name out my mouth right now because it's too hard to think of different euphemisms for him. But he's basically going out here saying, I remember a time when I was allowed to do whatever I wanted in this scene, and now I can't because for X, Y, and Z reason. And I just feel like that's complete bullshit. Like I don't think anybody's stopping him from doing what he wants. I think people are stopping him from screwing them over, because it's about a little bit more than just the fight now. It's about, putting on a quality show, because that's what people who invest in this product, this brand, they expect from us, and maybe you can fool some of them because they don't even know what a top player's match looks like, but you can't fool all of them. Eventually one of these guys are going to be like, hey man, I'm hearing from these guys that you threw the match. I just dropped $10,000 on your ass, I expected results, and you give me this shit? I'm never doing this again. And then TOs lose money. And then streamers can't get money from it, And they need that money. Despite what everybody believes, they think that TOs and streamers are somehow making money hand over fist off of players. It's not exactly the truth, Like a lot of that stuff kind of goes into... Oh, no, a lot of that stuff does go into the next event. Gibby can back me up on that. Like, how many TOs do you know are just, like, living in mansions in Beverly Hills after they ran a big event?
Oh, none of them.
Yeah, exactly, right? Everybody thinks Jabali is like some ballin'-ass rich kid because he runs CEO. I'm like, no, all that money goes back into CEO. So you can show up next year and hopefully not fuck up his grand finals.
The way I see it, like, pot splitting has always been going down. People are complaining about what happened at Texas Showdown between Justin Wong and Chris G. For the most part, I remember the majority of Texas Showdowns being... it ends with a pot split, like not an obvious one or anything, but it always ended with a pot split for the most part. And this time around, they did the first match, which I guess they ended up saying was a button check after it, and then they played the next two matches legit, like those were legit matches from what I could tell. Then Justin Wong was like, whatever, I guess that's done. And then the organizer said, no, you guys get your asses back down there. You finished the set. And they made him.
Bravo!
Chris G still won 3-0, but I like that the organizer stepped in and said, no, I don't want this shit. Sit your ass down, play the game, finish it, and make it legit. Like, the main thing this does, it discredits the organizers and discredits the streamer. It puts on a really poor product, and it just hurts the integrity of the
scene.
Stream. What's that?
The scene entirely.
Well, yeah. And it just hurts everything in the grand scheme of things. Like, I like Mr. Wizard's responses on Twitter to all this. He's like, "Let me see someone do this at Evo. just someone do this at Evo." Like, I'm 100% sure he will ban the crap out of people.
He can't wait to do it, man. He can't wait to do that shit.
Yeah.
He gets off on that.
Like, organizers I know that won't screw around when it comes to this shit. I know the Evo guys won't, and I'm 100% sure Keats won't either. Keats is he comes down hard on players that do stupid shit at his event, and I love that. I'm almost positive NCR would be the same way with John Choi and Kaneda.
Oh hell yeah! Well, unless it's Kaneda doing it, because only Kaneda is allowed to participate in collusion with himself.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean Kaneda helping Kaneda beat Kaneda?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Does he win a T-shirt after it?
I luckily got this first round bye, and my side of the bracket's generally the weaker side.
But that's his event, so if he's fucking himself over, you can't really say nothing about that. It's like, dude, well, this is your investment, so get ready to feel the pain and don't complain about it later, right? And he doesn't. He doesn't complain about it later. He's like, fuck it, man, I'll do it again next year. But like a lot of these guys, like they're still players, and they think that all because they're sponsored, and they're basically flourishing in this kind of scene is because people like them. They don't think that should mean they should change anything. There comes a time where you got to like bring some work ethic into it. I talked about that earlier on Twitter, where people kind of expect certain things from you. And you don't gotta win, but you have to at least uphold the integrity of the brand you represent,
Yeah.
That's what being sponsored is all about. They don't expect you to go out there and win every tournament. They would like it, but they would prefer that you not make them look like shit in the public eye.
That's true.
These guys would never make it in wrestling, dude. They can't fucking sell for shit.
Yeah, these guys are no-selling these grand. Like, if it was like no-selling, like, say, losers semis or something like that, then people would just be like, wow, that guy, he's an idiot, but whatever, at least it wasn't grand finals. It's literally the biggest match of the weekend, and you're no-selling it, I kind of wish the FTC had a New Jack. You try to no-sell against New Jack, you're fucking dead.
Oh, man. We finally made it to the Super Bowl. Everything's going sweet. The special teams will be our offensive line. Left tackle's going to be fucking our quarterback. Let's just go with it. Whatever, man. Like, no one cares.
We were trying to catch him off guard, man.
Since we have Capon in here. Capon, I know you're not like the main... I know like the run back and Wednesday Night Fights isn't your brand, but you run, what is it, like 3 tournaments for all the total?
Like, pretty much all the week. Most of the weeklies that happen at Super Arcade, I'll go to and help them run brackets. So, like, Wednesday Night Fights, I'll run AE and maybe some other game. And Thursdays, I'll run KOF and Persona if the Persona guys don't show up. And then, like, things like Final Strike and other stuff like that every now and again.
Okay. So, have you ever seen anyone just purposely throw matches or just underplay at all at any of these events?
Yeah. I mean, it happens when you have guys like Tony and Mark Teddy like facing each other like in loser side or something, and it's like so far back that they don't care anymore. Mm-hmm. But other times, I mean, for the most part, I'll say they play it serious. But since it's people who are like either on the same team or training with each other so damn often that they'll just pick alternate characters, like some of the Super Arcade regulars, like these guys train together instead of picking their main like Balrog or Adon, they'll pick like Blanca and Fei Long, like their backup characters, and they'll play hard like in that match, but they're not playing 100%.
Yeah.
But since it's a weekly tournament, I don't feel like it's as big a deal. But say it were something like a major tournament or like some sponsored event, like the Injustice thing they're having next week, then it'd be a whole nother story.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when you think about it, yeah, if it's like your training partner, of course you want to try and get a leg up by trying something alternate, even though maybe people at home don't understand that. But I mean, it's like, when does Chris G play Justin or anything like that? And then like, when does Justin play practice or any of that? So I mean, that if they were part of the same team, or whatever, I can understand, but I don't think they play enough to constitute them.
Even the same team doesn't matter because half these teams are guys from like different parts of the country. Like unless they're living in the same house, I wouldn't even consider it to be like the team consideration doesn't matter to me. I don't think teams matter unless you guys train together. If you don't train together, you're a team in name only.
That's true. And even then, I feel like my personal stance on this team thing is, you're a team, but once you start playing in the tournament, it doesn't matter. You are playing for yourself. You're playing to win. It's not a team victory. It's your victory. Like if I win Evo, like hypothetically, I win Evo. Yeah, in the grand scheme of things, Arcade Shock will win Evo. Okay, like Arcade Shock Gibby wins Evo. Cool. But I win Evo. Randall's going to be pissed off if I win Evo. Okay, he's like, wait, you won? Ah, man, I wanted to win. Screw you. He'll be happy for me, but he will still be pissed. It's not one of those things where like, yeah, hell yeah, go get him, Gibby. No, if I lose at Evo and say Reynolds wins, I'll be pissed off. I mean, I have no delusions of winning Evo, but I'm just using this as a hypothetical situation. I don't think players should be separated by teams and brackets. I don't think teams mean anything. Like, you're a group of players who are sponsored by the same company, same organization, or you play a lot together. Cool. In the grand scheme of it, it means nothing. They help you get better, and you play them so much that you should know their bad habits. Use that to your advantage. Beat them.
Exactly. But even that's something that's like completely, it's in the eye of the beholder, pretty much. Like it's pretty much up to individuals to determine whether or not somebody's sandbagging or not. And that's really hard to do. Like it's, it's like, by my opinion, this guy was not playing to the best of his abilities. And even on that end, it's like, well, what if he was just having a really sucky day? What if his hand was cramping up? Whatever, right? It's not something that can just be immediately determined and punished, I don't think. But at least it shouldn't be, right? In the last couple of cases, it's been very obvious. Mm-hmm. And that's what I think people are, starting to speak out against and going to act out against. But even beyond all that, like I said before, it's how you handle it afterwards. And the way Chris G's been handling himself is completely unprofessional. And
here's the thing about
Alex,
that.
you want to chime in?
Yeah, this is the part that cracks me up. I think we've mentioned this before, is that the whole Chris G account, I'm like 50% to 100% sure with like a 50% margin of error, it's not actually him updating it.
Okay,
it's like all right. He's I get like what you're saying is he kind of is a brand now, like because he's representing a greater product.
Right.
So why the fuck does he have somebody administrating this that's coming off like a complete jackass?
That's what I'm wondering, man. Like this guy's supposed to be his fucking PR guy, and he's just like, fuck all of you people, man. Like
it's like he thought he hired a PR guy. He just hired a Puerto Rican. He didn't quite understand what he was hiring. Like, I got a PR guy. Hey, look at him. Carlos, get in here. Talk to the people.
Like, see, suck my dick, essay.
Yeah. You're not the top player, man.
I'm sorry, Chris, go on. Finish.
No, I was just basically saying, like, I responded to a couple of his tweets, and I know it's probably not him talking, even though the guy, he's probably taking some dictation or some shit, so it's probably in some form or matter, Chris G speaking. And
he's taking some. I'm picturing that now. They just Chris G walking around with a fucking wine glass and a pipe, and just be like, "Carlos, take a memo. Dear stream monsters, blow me. I'm the best. See you at the next tournament."
Okay. So something I wanted to bring up on this whole team thing. James Chen brought up a question a few days ago, saying or asking whether or not brackets should be altered at all after pool play. For those who don't know how a bracket works, is it's everything. You just throw the names in there, and then what most majors do is they split it into pools. Basically, I'll just say if it's a 4-pool bracket, it's a 4-quadrant bracket, and they split each quadrant into one pool. And then there's A, B, C, D. A plays B, C plays D, and it would be pool 1, 2, 3, 4 in accordance with the name or the letter. So usually, winner of pool A plays winner of pool B. James Chen is asking, should the bracket be completely reseeded to make it different? Like basically, I forgot the exact way he asked it, but he's saying, should it be reseeded so that it can be either a more enjoyable show or to give an advantage to the current top seed who is still in the bracket. I don't know his thoughts on it. I did read it, but I probably forgot because I was reading some of the responses and wanted to strangle myself. But for the most part, the tournament should never ever have the bracket change. Once you set it, that's it. It's done. It has to be set in stone, no matter what. You basically, if you do reseed it at the end, you give the highest seed who's still in it. Let's say a 5 seed who's still in it. He instantly becomes the 1 seed. So he gets the upper hand now because he's like, okay, let's put him up there. Let's find whoever the worst out of this bunch is and make him play him. That's pretty much how it goes, and it's dumb. You should never ever reseed a bracket. There's no reason to, and it eliminates the whole underdog factor too. Like who was that NorCal kid at Marvel in SCR? I forgot his name.
Apology Man?
Yeah, Apology Man. Let's say they did reseed brackets. There's a good chance we would not have seen that guy play. Just because they would have automatically put him up against seed 1, seed 2, or something like that.
Right.
There's no reason to reseed ever. Like even if like when two players get out of pool and they're on the same team, they have to play each other. No, you don't reseed that. You let them play it out, or you let one just say, okay, yeah, I don't want to play my teammate, and that's it. Instead of throwing a match or some dumb shit. But yeah, go on. You guys, what do you think about this?
I mean, I just think that promotes favoritism, and that's what you don't want.
Yeah.
I think if people want it to be seeded like that, they need to do a lot more theory bracketing then. And then, put the number 1 seed and then make whatever end of that pool fights at the end of a certain pool, Like, before anything even starts. If they really want to go that deep. Because, I mean, things can change. And then it shouldn't be changed once it gets up to the top 16, top 32, or whatever. At the same time, like, obviously that with the way brackets work, getting to a higher echelon or getting out of your pools, there is some luck to it. But in a game like a fighting game, ultimately it should be about your skill. I mean, I am an awful player, but if I played people that are worse than me and make it out of my pool and winners somehow because my pool is really lucky, that doesn't mean I'm a better player. It just means I got lucky, and then ultimately, where true skill shines, I'm going to get demolished, like, instantaneously. So seeding brackets, again, once it gets to the upper level, doesn't really matter. Like, if someone can counter you or whatever, well, then them's the breaks. You didn't know the matchup that well or whatever. You didn't have a solution for it. Not just like, oh, man, I don't want to fight this guy. Let me take down that other guy over there or whatever. So
Yeah,
I think that the way it is, it should be fine.
Cap on?
Yeah. I mean, as someone who builds brackets each week, there is no way to make it fair in any way, shape, or form, no matter how well you seed it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, all you can do is try and make it as fair as possible in the first 1 or 2 rounds, and after that, it's just done. Like, it's just luck is a factor. Luck and skill is all you can rely on. If we were to change things so late in the game, it wouldn't be fair for anybody else at the top or for people who just, had the shit show at the beginning of the bracket and had to face like 3 good guys. I mean, you guys probably saw the thing that Tony Cannon put in response to James Chen's prompting, and I read that entire Google Doc. He put it up on SRK, I think, this morning or yesterday, and he has a really good breakdown of why the evil rule sets are what they are, and why they don't reseed, even though they have a pool with like 2,000 people in it, why they still stick with it from day one.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, can you link me to that? I saw him say evil rules are set in stone, but I did not see the doc.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be right now. You can do it later. Or just shoot me his tweet or whatever.
I put the Google Doc in chat.
Oh, okay, perfect. Thanks.
Thank you.
Everybody partake of it.
We don't all have to discuss it right now, but
Yeah.
I just want to read it just for myself.
Now, here's another question that's interesting about seeding. Obviously, players are usually seeded by skill, and for Evo, it's the seed point where people will be seeded into a bracket or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel? Because this is kind of going back to the whole topic of teams. If you don't train together, it really doesn't mean anything, and even then, you're just going up for number 1. But do you think people should not, like, let's say you had to go against like Reynold, like round 1? Do you think that they should be seeded by team, whether or not they play together or not?
No.
Or
not really.
yeah,
Like okay, so here, me, Hell Pockets, Reynold, we're on the same team. Neither of us play each other. Only time we do last time we played each other was SCR in the hotel room the night before the show.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And before that, I don't even know when. If I happen to go up against Reynolds first round in the tournament, so be it. I'd be pissed off, like, oh man, I gotta play my teammate, damn, but I'll still play him, and I'll try to beat him. I'm not gonna beat him, but I'll try. Well, maybe I will if he dicks around like he usually does, but I'm not gonna beat him most likely. Same thing goes with Hell Pockets. Like, honestly, I've played Hell Pockets more than I've played Reynolds, and
Yeah.
Reynolds and I are both here in SoCal.
what about the region?
Craziness.
Region is iffy. I would rather. Okay, so I understand seeding by region, but here's the thing: if you don't play another person and you get like, okay, let's say NCR. Let's just say I get seeded with another SoCal guy, or first round SoCal versus SoCal. I don't care. I don't play anyone down here outside of like 4 people. So it's like, what are you going to complain about? And like I said earlier, even if you do get paired up with someone you play all the time, you will know their bad habits. You should beat them.
He's just gonna feel like dog crap afterwards, apparently.
Yeah. I mean,
Wait, who feels bad for beating up their training partners or teammates?
oh, that one guy, DJ Mirror? That guy.
Why would you ever feel bad? Like,
He feels bad for beating people. It makes no sense.
dude, this shit's terrible. Like, I used to go to FFA tournaments with the guys from Regency, which is the local arcade I went to for Third Strike, and I swear to God, if I beat one of them, I'd be like, haha, you suck. I'm better than you.
That's the attitude you should have.
Yeah.
I don't like this whole like, oh, we're a team or this that, or better yet, I hate this whole like, oh, gotta shake hands before the match and play.
Shake hands. Like that was kind of going down at Lost in Space yesterday when like I was playing Jose and I was just like, when I lost to him, I realized we've just been playing each other for the last year and a half, and so we're kind of more than just like opponents. But at the same time, I was like, man, this guy's a bitch. Fuck this guy.
Well, this is the thing. I get the whole sportsmanship, trying to be friendly with each other, but you're trying to beat the other person down. Okay, I get he's your friend, he's your buddy, he's an acquaintance. You don't know him. Either of those situations. The whole goal of this is to beat the shit out of this guy.
Yes.
Why am I gonna hey there buddy, have a good match? Haha. No, it's gonna be, hey, I'm gonna beat the shit out of you. Afterwards, like, good shit. Or just walk away, flip a stick. Or like do what Hell Pockets does when he loses to me and throw a stick at a wall in a bar.
I swear to God, dude, if you hypothetically won Evo and I lost, I'd hypothetically punch myself in the dick.
All right, so I need to make this happen now.
So yeah, I mean, I'd have to agree. Like things like teams and whatever, like your team's in name and in sponsor or whatever, but you should really, in the end, the way the tournament is, set up, only one person is the winner. There's no friends in the tournament bracket. At the same time, you shouldn't throw a match just because you guys are sponsored by the same person.
Thank you.
Like, if you really want this person to get better and you can beat them, even if they are the best player or whatever, whoop their ass. Show them that they can have room to improve. Not just like, oh, I didn't want to, make him feel bad, or I didn't want to take any advantage away from him, so I'm going to deliberately make myself lose because I don't care. And it's like, well, then why were you here in the first place? Especially if you're someone who actually is decent at the game. Like, why would you do that to yourself? I don't know.
And then defend your position afterwards with a bunch of lies.
Yeah.
The sun was in my eyes.
That only works at SBO. That's basically all I wanted to say. I just wanted to because a lot of people want to get sponsored these days, and I realize it's been fairly recent that the change has come over the FGC. Pretty much 2 years ago, we were allowed to do and say whatever the hell we wanted.
I still say that holds true. Obviously, like top players, they're like always trying to come up with reasons or whatever. Why do you care? You're not a celebrity. You're a well-known name, but you're just like everybody else. You don't have to have a reason to do what you do. You just be yourself. If you're trying out there and acting like mad phony or trying to have an image, it's like, what the hell's wrong with you? The only person you can be is yourself. And if you're trying to be something other than that,
they are trying to have an image. That's why they're over here defending it. And that's the worst thing you can do.
I think, obviously, okay, so you have a sponsor. So you got to hold up and represent the brand, because if you're not doing it, what's the point of them sponsoring you?
Right.
But at the same time, if you're someone else or whatever, you don't have to act a certain way. You don't got to try and fit this social mold, or, if you do something wrong, you don't have to be like, well, so what? I'm going to defend it. It's like, well, I either made a mistake or I just don't give a shit. Like, what's the problem? Like, I'm a human being. This is a scene where we go around beating each other in virtual fighting games. That's the most aggressive you could get without deliberately getting up and beating the shit out of the guy next to you. Why do you care about what your actions are? Just don't even respond. Like, the only winning move is to not play.
I'm just a man.
It's like, yeah, I did that. Well, I did it. Okay, I mean, yeah, maybe it was bad, so I'm sorry. Or, yeah, I did it, but what does it matter?
I don't think it was so bad. Here's me explaining why it wasn't so bad for 3 days.
But obviously there does need to be some sort of regulation at the same time where certain things should not fly. But, if you do something that pretty much just affects you or whatever, then You know, you don't have to explain anything to anyone.
Exactly. And what you definitely don't want to say is, until I make 10K at attorney, I don't give a shit. You know, it's like, well, you're definitely not gonna make 10K with that attitude. Nobody's gonna want you there.
Yeah.
Like, why fuck yourself up like that?
You can make 10K at a John Nelson tournament.
Oh.
No, you make a hypothetical 10K.
Oh, hypothetical 10K. My bad.
Yeah.
My bad.
And then when it doesn't come in the mail, you hypothetically punch yourself in the dick.
Excellent.
I also think that if you win and you're sponsored, you should really, like, once you get on the mic, you can say whatever you want. You know, like if you won a sporting event, you know, I'm going to Disneyland, all that. Like, you really, at that point, it's perfectly fine to rep the brand. Like, you really should be doing that. You're trying to show that your team's better or whatever for that reason, but not just do whatever loopy shit you want. Like, there definitely needs to be, I don't know, I suppose stricter moderation upon sponsors' parts to, like, set a standard that their players have to abide by, otherwise there will be repercussions. I don't know. Can we have, like, what's it called? I can't even think.
Esports Council?
Well, not just like that, like you know, like, I don't know, like a personal foul, like, oh, you got to pay like fucking so much
$20.
percentage out of your winnings or
How
whatever.
about we just make the foul that Hell Pockets punches the dude in the dick? That obviously seems to be the motif for this week.
I think not only that though, but we need to make sure that the guy can't defend himself, so we need people to hold
Hold his
the
arms
arms.
up.
Yeah, it's like there's no blocking involved. Like, you know, there's no tightening of any muscle. You just got to take it.
I'm reminded of that scene from the Slam and Salmon where fucking Michael Clark Duncan fucking punches that dude in the gut while he's taped to the wall. I told you he was going to do. But
I think
oh, go ahead.
That all this has been going. What, this is the second or third time it's happened in 2 or 3 months.
Yeah.
It's been talked about a lot. It's pissing off a lot of people. I think now is when a lot of the organizers started chiming in on things after it happened this past weekend.
Well, it was so blatant, and the fact that it happened last month, and now something similar is happening now. It's almost just like, did you guys learn nothing?
Well, yeah, I think not sponsors. Sponsors, yes. Markman actually posted a tweet saying if one of his players do this, that's it. They're pretty much getting dropped from Mad Cats.
Luckily, he sponsors mostly Japanese people.
Well, it doesn't matter. They still, just because Japanese doesn't mean they won't pot split.
Well,
They don't have a
Mad Cats
history of it.
They sub-sponsor a lot of other teams, though. Like, DRS is like a local team down here, and they sponsor them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Or like Western Wolves and like Ryan Hart. Oh, good job, Mad Cats. Fucking send someone else to beat your own teammates. DM sent.
What?
You know? Pretty much, it was over at that point. It's like, well, ooh, things are looking mighty grim, and maybe I shouldn't have made a total jackass out of myself just because I'm
So has
upset.
anyone pointed out that we went from Marvel having people start fights with each other and kicking trash cans to Marvel just having really shitty finals and collusion?
It kind of like, Marvel scene grew up into like white collar criminal shit,
Insider trading.
Yeah. Before we used to rob niggas at gunpoint, and now we just rob them from their bank accounts and make them watch shitty finals.
That's a good thing. Like, I mean, obviously people are going to be side betting and stuff like that. But like, what if they did insider trading? Like, yo, Chris G's going to throw the match to me, just so you know. And then, some guy goes and he bets on that, and Chris G throws the match, and he comes up with cash.
Shaving points?
Yeah, that's like, that is some other shit that's going on that, I mean, obviously any form of betting is like pretty much illegal, but that's kind of fucked up too.
Dude, in the long run, that might actually help us out, because then Vegas is going to be like, yo, we can fix these events? Hell yeah!
Wait a minute.
No, man. That's when I leave the scene, is when the sanctity of the side bet is compromised.
You got to go to the sports book, and the odds are hella fucked up.
Yeah, dude, I've been to evil before when somebody's like, see me side betting and come up on say guap like that, and they just come up and be like, yo, this match, don't bet on it.
Oh, God.
I was like, oh, it's a funny match. It's not a money match.
That's fucked up.
I mean, so that's like, there's a lot of problems with like the way things are going, and yeah, there should definitely be either they should be better at acting out their failings, or stop doing it.
Yeah. There was actually something else I wanted to touch upon, since we very rarely go into strategy on this, even though we should. And just completely different sidebar here. What the fuck were you going on about, Chris, about these like post-throw setups with Terry?
Oh, what? You don't know about my fuck? What's wrong?
What is this tripe?
That shit is legit though, son. You don't even know. You cannot escape. You cannot escape an EX power wave after Terry throws you.
Okay.
Not without doing something dumb like rolling forward and eating a combo.
Okay. What if they just like? What are you doing to follow up to make it inescapable?
You just move forward. If they can't roll back on it, the only thing they can do is guard cancel, and they spin the bar forward, and then it's just like, yay, you spin a bar to avoid EX power wave.
What if they do an invincible move on wake up?
It won't work.
What if they do a one frame grab on wake up?
You're not that close. It's from full screen, man. Why would they do that? Like, the distance between you guys is just like, he can't do shit.
What if he just sits there and blocks, and
if
then
he just sits there and blocks and eats a block string?
He does a guard cancel blowback.
Okay, fine.
All right, hold on. What if it's Chin and he just does wake up back fist and completely fucks with your setup?
Okay, that might be the only thing that fucks it up. But at the same time, you could just walk forward. Is all I'm saying. There's enough time and distance after this is set up that if somebody were to do something like that, you could roll through it or block it.
I can't wait for you to try this and just have people DP you in the face.
They're not gonna DP me. I'm telling you, it's way too far away for that.
Why don't you just do the safe jump?
It's a different option. I like this option better. I think it's safer than a safe jump because you can get grabbed out of a safe jump like the
How
Hwajai.
could you be safer than a safe jump?
Because you can get grabbed by Hwajai. It's a one-frame super grab.
Those don't work.
Yes.
You can get grabbed by Takuma EX grab because it's invincible and it's a bit slower.
Yeah, you can only get grabbed by the slow ones.
Yeah. Or like potentially like Daimon DP kick grab, the delay invincible grabs.
No, I'm telling you, you do a safe jump, and if Hwajai sees you doing a safe jump, he's just gonna do EX grab, and you land and try to jump out, it's just gonna hit.
Well, maybe isn't a one frame grab, isn't it? Isn't it like a
the one that
grab, but it's one after the flash?
Yeah, I think it's 2 frames for him.
No, it's like
frames
one,
and then
man.
flash and then 1 frame.
Then you should know better than do that to Hwajai with meter. I'm talking about everybody else. I'm over here trying to give you the safety first option to success, and you're trying to do some hoopty shit.
Dude, this shit is godlike. I'm telling you, it's good. It is good, and if they block it, you're gonna break the guard anyway by running up. And if they want to spin the bar to like guard cancel anything, fine. That's on them. They should do that because that's really the only way out of it. And you are not at a disadvantage because of that. If they don't guard cancel, just fucking break the guard.
But here's the thing. What are you doing to try to break the guard after... Okay, let's say hypothetically, I block the power wave. You run up. What are you trying to break my guard with?
You do a jump D, stand D, forward A, activate, stand D, forward A, burn knuckle,
You're
broken.
spending HD for this? I'm gonna fucking blow the shit out of you with fucking blowback.
I'm not gonna use it again. Well, I'm just saying, if you're not gonna use it, fine.
So you're telling me you're spending at least 1 bar and an entire HD meter's worth on a gamble?
If I see that you're not going to guard cancel it, I'm going to activate. If I see that you have a bar, I'm not going to activate.
Okay, I'm following here. So you're telling me your entire plan is under the complete assumption that I'm a jackass and won't blow you back the instant I see an HD activation.
If you don't have any meter, how can you do it? All I need is 1 bar for this. 1 bar in full drive.
Okay.
If you have 0 at the time, you're fucked.
No, that's definitely true.
That is definitely true. No, you can't say shit! You can't say shit about that! If he has no bars, he can't do shit about it!
Okay.
I'm gonna sit on 1
Shut
bar
up,
the
it's
entire
done!
round.
It's fucking done!
Okay. Let me bring it to you this way, Chris.
No!
So you have your setup, right? And
No!
You activate HD, and you combo them, right?
Leave my
Or you
setup
break their
alone.
guard or whatever.
La 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 la.
So you break their guard, right? And then, from that, you could do that, or you could hit confirm HD and actually do damage rather than this janky setup.
No, this setup is great.
I can't wait for the day you fuck up the HD activation and you get tossed for doing Terry's horrible forward A.
What's wrong with doing forward A?
It's a terrible move. It's like
It's
punishable by
terrible.
like the entire cast on block.
Yeah.
But if you activate off it, then you kill the recovery frames.
If you activate off of it, I'm gonna guard cancel forward roll, and you're
But
just gonna
in
be
the
sitting there picking your butthole, wondering why you wasted all your HD meter.
Why wouldn't? Why, I was just doing the fucking HD slide. What the fuck's the difference?
Anybody catch that?
He said
You
he was
active-
doing the HD slide.
The HD slide, when you activate off a forward or anything really, and you just activate does the automatic slide, and if you do a guard cancel roll, fine. It's not like you're just gonna freaking be in a position to blow me up immediately afterwards. I'm gonna be behind you.
Are you going to make that
And
much
not
of a
in
decision
grabs.
at that time of activation?
Why wouldn't I? It's automatic.
You're going to push a button the second you HD because you don't want there to be anything in between.
Why would I? No. Why would the fuck would I do that?
All right, I heard anime. Okay. Does that about wrap everything up, guys? Anything else we want to talk about?
Chris, get
What's that? What's that?
I said, Chris, get good.
Yeah.
I swear I'm gonna fuck you up, and then I need to like have somebody write my material after I beat you because I'm not that good at shit talking.
Oh, you gotta have somebody write your work, dude.
Yeah. I
I
hear.
mean, I outsourced some of my shit talk at SCR for your boys because I was sick and I kind of just gave them an idea of what I needed to be yelled at them. But you're telling me you're selling out your entire comedy routine after you can potentially beat me?
Yes, right.
There's
you know
so
what?
much there's so much you can work with.
Hey,
here.
you know who I'm gonna use? I'm gonna use James Chin just to fucking hit you with all the fucking puns.
Why?
Just because I know you love it.
Why would you use James Chen? Leave the man alone with his pain, dude.
No, I'm just gonna be like, hey, James Chin, you want to make a quick buck? Why don't you write some jokes about Alex Sanchez?
Dude, you know the most clever thing James will ever say in regards to me will be "fuck Sanchez."
Yeah, this is actually true. This holds true because this is all he ever says negative about Sanchez.
No, I'm gonna tear you up, man. It's gonna be gone. It's gonna be done.
All right. Since NCR's coming up, I'm gonna give you the last chance to buy out of the Guilty Gear match.
I'm not
for 35
buying out
bucks.
of shit. I'm just not gonna do it.
You can't not do it.
I can totally not do it.
You can't not do it.
Hey, man, I live my life doing what I wanted to, and now they don't let me.
Apparently, you living your life was making horrible money.
Wait, hold on,
messages, so
I
you're
gotta
supposed
find
to
that
keep backing
quote.
out.
I gotta find the quote. I lived my life doing what I wanted to do in video games because it gave me that freedom, and no one could stop me. I enjoy having fun. What happened?
You're having fun. You're having fun buying out for 35 bucks instead of me taking your 50.
No, man, this ain't Nazi Germany. This is America.
Yeah, and that's the kind of shit we do in America. We let you buy out. Nazi Germany, I would kill you.
Oh my God. We'll
Where
talk.
do you think where do you think you would be in Nazi Germany? You think your name would be Herman von Hellpockets? It's not. Doesn't work that way, dude.
Maybe
It's
it
not
would
working
be.
that way.
Maybe
Listen,
it would
I
be.
have not practiced these fucking sidewinders for the past 24 hours for you to buy out.
I gotta talk to Rodrigo.
Okay, so I think that about wraps it up for us tonight, everyone. Yeah. Be sure to tune in next week where we should have our white guy back to keep us all in check. Be sure to follow our special guest that was on tonight, Capwan, at Capwan. I mean, can't get any easier than that. Follow Lord Walkman at Lord_Walkman, I believe.
No, it's a straight Lord Walkman, right?
Yeah, follow him at Lord Walkman. Follow Hell Pockets at Hell Pockets. Follow the guy that was just talking trash to this Hell Pockets character at AlexSA2. Follow me. I think I already said it at Manchester. I don't know anymore. I don't care. Sanchez, want to let us all out?
From all the gentlemen here at Super Desperation Radio, we wish you good night and good luck.